Hello everyone, it's Stone here, and I want to explain the hidden MMR or matchmaking rating in Naruto Storm Connections. Guys, a lot of people don't know what this is, they're not familiar with it, and it was never in any past Naruto Storm games, but it is in a lot of competitive fighting games and in first-person shooters like Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2, and it was perfectly executed in Overwatch 1. And in Overwatch 2, it's not quite as good, so it's unfortunate you can't go back to see what that was like, but luckily I have a lot of experience with it, so I can explain it to you here. So essentially, what happens is you play a certain amount of games, right? You play a certain amount of games, and then the computer gets all this data from all the people that you fought and with your specific characters and how well you do, and it compares it to everyone else and to every other character stats and win rates and all this kind of stuff. And then what it does is it basically gives you a number rating. In this case, say it's like a number rating out of 5,000, and 5,000 is like impossible, but 4,000 to 4,500 or 4,600 is very possible, and that's like top 500 or top even 30, top 10, top 50 people, that kind of thing, right? So an average number would be something like between one, like basically almost all the players are between like 1,500 and maybe something like um, 2,800, okay? This is the number that you're given, regardless of what your rank number is. So in connections, for instance, when we're starting off here, people getting into Anbu and higher, that's really, really insane, and that's where people should be. So people that are really skilled should basically be between like 8,000 and like 1,500 or 1,600, and then probably after that are the super high tier, like top 500 players, right? Or around there, that's when it starts. So I know that these are two different numbers, but it's just to explain what it is. Even if I say have 8,000 battle points or 11,000 battle points, my MMR or hidden matchmaking rating might actually be something like 3,500 out of that 4,600, right? Which is really, 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 really high. It would be like a low master, or maybe even I would be in low grandmaster, but I haven't got there yet. So what happened in my Minato 19 game win streak video with no support is I had played 70 games in player match, and so the game had more than enough data to know what my MMR or hidden matchmaking rating was. So even though I started fresh at zero with that account, the Fearless Anime account, the game already knew what my skill level was at some level at that point. They can't predict the future, but it can take all the data and compare it to everyone else that plays, right? Thus far. And you typically need about 10 to 20 games, and then the game already knows what your current MMR is, unless you go and practice afterwards or train with other people or on another account and you physically actually get better. You can never go past that. So it's always going to pair you up based off of that, and that will adjust a little bit here and there, and a lot of it is based off of win rate. So you have to win, basically. It doesn't care if you lose by 1%, you have to win and you have to outplay. And somehow, in some way, it kind of gets the overall skill level. You have a visible physical battle point rating, but that rating really doesn't mean as much as your hidden MMR, and you cannot actually discern or figure out what that is. The computer knows, but we don't know. But you can kind of know based off who they're matching you with. Okay, that's basically the only way. So all of a sudden, if you're playing really, amazing players, skilled players, known names, right? Then you know, oh, I kind of made it, and the game is testing me at least, right? It doesn't mean if you guys fight each other that you and me are the same skill level. It means that we're in a similar skill level, and it's going to put us against each other to see who will win, right? So I'll just quickly say this. This system is not good in Naruto Storm Connections because it doesn't have rollback netcode. So the data that the game is getting is actually false data, and it's not a system that should be implemented unless there's a perfect connection or really good online connection. Overwatch 1 had that, Overwatch 2 had that. And Overwatch 1 was perfect because it was a balanced game, 1, and 2, the connection was flawless. So in a game where it's not balanced, or a game where it's not a flawless connection, this system is counterproductive, okay? We can have that talk later, but that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.